KB, you're wrong for this. You knew you had no intention of marrying Edmund. No intention on marrying Edmund. You know that, right? You should have stopped this a while ago. You should have stopped this when you found out that his family wasn't there. Not his siblings, not his mother. It doesn't seem like any close friends. You wanted to humiliate Edmund because you felt humiliated when he told everybody at the rodeo, oh, it would be nice to be told I'm perfect, even if it's not true. You felt humiliated and embarrassed in that moment. He embarrassed you in the car when he didn't want to talk to you on the way to the snowmobile. So you thought it would be best to humiliate him now? Come here so I can wear you out. Come here. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. It is bright and early at 5:15 in the morning because I got to get to work. But we're going to talk Love is Blind Season 9, Episode 12, Vow or Never. If you guys are brand new to the channel, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, hype the video if you have hypes left for the week, and then leave your comments down below. We are like 50 subs away from 46,000 with a goal of 50,000 by the end of the year. So if you rock with me, if you've been here all season, if you've had a good time, please hit that subscribe button. Because like I said, Love Island would never. Love Island was like, girl, I love it here. Sub. Love is Blind. Y'all a little stingy, but it's cool. It's all right. So let's get right into it. Allie and Anton had communication issues. Edmund and KB had ego issues. Glitter and Jordan had compromise issues. They didn't want to compromise for each other. They didn't want to concede a little bit of their lifestyle. So to start off with the bachelor and bachelorette parties, hated it. They were boring. Right? I watched them both on 1.5 speed. It was the typical, I love Edmund, but he has to step up. Like, it was that type of stuff that I was just like, okay, y'all just, whatever. Let's get to the weddings, because that's what we're here for. Allie and Anton. All right. So, Allie is questioning the validity of what that one girlfriend said, was her name Melissa, about the partying because she's only been a girlfriend for 3 months. One of Anton's best friends, his wife called Allie and told Allie, you know, Anton's a good guy and I'm so excited for you and blah, 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 blue, 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 all that type of stuff, right? So they're getting dressed and it's interesting because Allie's mom is like, I don't like that Anton drinks. I said, like, drinks heavily, just drinks. Because in this family, we don't drink. I'm sorry, but Allie has a glass of something right now in her gold cup. I see the condensation around it. Look, Allie even points out, Mom, I drink. Her mother was like, I don't like that he drinks at all. I don't like it. So what that means is that Allie has been telling her mother that she feels that Anton drinks more than she appreciates. Allie must have been saying something or complaining because in the scene where Allie's mom comes over and they meet Anton, he wasn't drinking. He didn't have a drink. So that means that Allie has been telling her mom or complaining about it this entire time. But I think it's interesting to say in this family, we don't drink when we have seen your daughter take a shot on TV. We have seen your daughter ask about tequila. We have seen your daughter ask for a drink. We have seen your daughter have a beer. I thought that was interesting. But I do think that in that moment, when Allie's mom said, I don't like the fact that he drinks at all, I think that was when Allie made up her mind. That was it, right? We then pan over to Anton and we see him putting on his socks after his pants are already on. Diabolical. What? Do y'all do that? You put your socks on and then you pull them pants up. Oh, That drove me insane. So Anton's mom is saying that Allie needs to appreciate him for his soul, not just for the money and what he can do for her. See, Allie is looking for a sponsor, right? Allie wants a man, and I told y'all Allie was going to be a problem. I said it back in the pods, but Allie is looking for a man that's going to pay all the bills, cook all the meals, clean up after her, do everything for her while shower her with gifts and give her a $10,000 wedding ring. And all she's going to do is sit back. That's what Allie wants. And I don't think that's fair or realistic, right? Like Allie won't even pick up after herself because she's used to her mother doing that. Well, keep living with your mama then. Keep living with your mother. So Allie's sister, the one that she was upset that didn't show up for her earlier in the show, not gonna pretend to pronounce her name, but she is there and she lets Allie know, look, I don't approve of this, but I will support you and you grown. And I think again that twisted the knife, and Allie was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this. We get to the wedding. Anton said, yes, I thought he gave a really nice speech. Allie said no, and said that the person she fell in love with in the pods isn't the person she got to experience in real life. And then Allie, goes to the side and is all but a weep. What are you crying for? You said no. Anton should be crying. Here's the thing. Do I think that Anton is the same man outside of the pods that he was in? I do. The issue is, and we were saying this all season, everybody, y'all got engaged in episode 1. And yes, it's editing. I get that. But I don't think that Allie and Anton had enough conversations about real life. Anton didn't lie about who he was. He didn't lie about that. If Anton told you that he used to go out and kick it and party and all that stuff, and that life is behind him, is that life not behind him? Was Anton going out and kicking it and partying while y'all were together? Or are you going off of what that girlfriend said, who it was giving a little bit of hater tease? Because if I'm out with my boyfriend and he has a friend there, and his friend brings his new girlfriend around, or fiance, I'm not gonna go up to her in the bathroom and be like, girl, they be out at the strip clubs and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I would never do that. One, is not my place, and two, is not my business. So if you're going off of this girl that has only known Anton for 3 months, 3 months, I guess, Allie, but y'all didn't communicate enough. That's all it was. You had an issue with his drinking. Not that he drank, but that he drank too much for you. Right? Told that man he had a problem when, like I said, she couldn't even give any reasons as to what he did that she didn't like. If it was the fact that, oh, you don't drink and you don't want to deal with somebody or date somebody or be married to somebody that does drink, that's perfectly fine. But then that should have been expressed in the pods. You know what I mean? I guess, Allie. So she's over to the side, she melts down in her dress. Very much given, what's her name? Giannina. Remember, she went running and failed, all that type of stuff. But that was when Damien told her, no, ma'am. Back over at the altar, one of Anton's people called Allie a cold-hearted bitch. I said, yikes. So Allie is in the little bridal room. Take this off of me. Get it off of me. Take the clothes off. Get the veil off. Get it off. Stop the dramatics. Stop the dramatics, baby. You said no. She's acting as if he told her no. So Allie said that Anton was not forthcoming about his drinking and partying, and some of the things that she heard from his friends changed her perception of him. What I 1000% believe, right, is Allie would have been fine with hearing that he used to drink, or excuse me, he still drinks, hearing that he was this party guy and all that stuff. If Anton would have been like, okay, girl, yeah, you can You can sit back and go to school, and then I'll take care of everything. You don't have to worry about everything, and you don't have to cook or clean, and we're not going to pay for a nanny. We'll do that. Like, that's what I think Allie wanted to hear. And if Anton would have been willing to do all of those things with no pushback, with no concessions, and pay for her Botox and pay for all this other stuff for her, she wouldn't have had a problem. She wouldn't have been questioning. But the way that Anton was like, I'm not going to be your sugar daddy, that's what she had an issue with. Again, communication. Y'all didn't communicate enough in the pods. He didn't lie to you. He didn't lie. Did you ask him specifically, are you a heavy drinker? Because if you have a problem with that and people are saying maybe she has past trauma with someone that heavily drinks, then that should have been something discussed in the pods. But so far, 0 for 1. We then get to KB and Edmund. So Edmund has not even started getting dressed yet, and he's sobbing. That's okay. So KB's mom goes over to see Edmund, and we find out that Edmund's mom is not there. His siblings aren't there. His siblings' partners and spouses aren't there, but his dad is. But we don't get a scene of his dad coming back into the little groom suite to talk to him. He doesn't have any friends back there. And I felt really, really bad for him. And it could be that we just didn't see anybody back there with him. But for the only person to kind of be in his corner at that moment is KB's mom. And I just know that KB's mom went back and told her, yeah, his family is not here. And in that moment, because KB, it didn't come down to the wire for her, right? It did not come down to being up at that altar. You knew you weren't going to marry that man when you woke up that morning. You knew you weren't, right? So we find out that his 5th grade teacher is there because she's always believed in him and she always had his back. And he said that, she always made sure he had food and she always did all of this type of stuff because we know that Edmund was in and out of foster care. And teachers are so important. Like, I have a grade school teacher, Mr. Gady. He passed away a couple of years ago. I feel like he made an impact on everybody that came through his 3rd and 4th grade class because I went to a Lutheran school where classes were grouped and all that type of stuff. And I feel like I learned so much from Mr. Gady. Like, and even when we were in college, because I would see him at church and that type of stuff, you could just see the impact that he made on all of us because everybody would always go up and see him and speak to him and all that type of stuff. And the fact that Edmund is in his 20s and he has this 5th grade teacher that is coming to support him on a TV show. Like, teachers are important. Teachers are important. So he got that pick in his hair at the ceremony. I said, oh, nigga, please. So why was that officiant wearing that hat? Oh, I just said, Miss Mama, you got to take this hat off because you messing up our pictures. But whatever. Edmund's speech was a bunch of I love yous. I love you, man. I just effing love you. I can't wait to, be married with you and start a life with you because I just love you. And I can't wait to be a better man for you. And you've changed me for the better. Like, it was a bunch of that. And I think when he was doing all of that, and it's basically his speech was kind of, I need you to do this and that and this and that and this and that. That's what it gave. I think that was just solidifying it more for KB. So KB says that she fell in love with his story. And that's why people have been saying, myself included, that she saw Edmund as a project. You fell in love with his story. Not you fell in love with him because of his story, because of the person he is, despite his story, in spite of his story. You fell in love with his story. Words mean things, right? I'm a huge, huge proponent of that. Words mean things. Was that a Freudian slip? I don't know. So Edmund said yes. And when it's KB's turn, she kind of makes a face and does like she's getting ready to cry and she shakes her head and he was like, I said, oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. So she tells him, I'm sorry. And she said that he deserves somebody that is 100%, and she's just not 100%. You were not 100% this morning, KB. KB, you haven't been 100% since you called that nigga a bitch. Right? You haven't been 100% since when y'all moved back into the apartments, he crawled his ass up in that cabinet. You have not been 100% since he cried about wanting sex. You haven't been 100% since he came running out with his knees like this during the reveal. You haven't been 100%. You have really never been 100% with him. And I know that people get told no at the altar every year. But I just think that it's shitty because it comes across as vindictive. It comes across as vindictive on KB's part. It just does. And that's me. It comes across vindictive. It comes across like you wanted to humiliate him because you felt humiliated a couple of times by some things that he did and you wanted to get your get back. So he starts crying. I said, y'all don't wasted this nice white lady teacher's time, had her fly out here for this bullshit, right? So then KB said that she has to honor her doubt. And you do. KB is well within her rights to say no. I'm not saying she's not, but I feel like you could have said no before it even got to this point, right? So KB is telling her mom back in the bridal suite that she feels bad for hurting Edmund. And is her mom like a therapist or something? Because she was speaking in a lot of like therapy core, and I was like, oh, okay. It seemed a little rehearsed, but maybe that's how her mother speaks. You know, as humans, we are designed to make people feel bad. I was like, okay, girl. So I feel bad for Edmund because in that moment, he didn't have anybody by his side. Right? He had to sit out there and cry by himself. He didn't have anybody to console him, to hold him. So his teacher comes out and tells him that, look, you deserve a diamond, okay? And maybe KB is just a sapphire. Maybe she's just a sapphire and you deserve a diamond. And he's crying and I'm like, I knew he was going to cry, but I just and I'm not trying to what is the word? Infantile. I'm not doing that with Edmund, but this should like KB knew she didn't want to marry this man. And this just feels icky, right? So then we get to Megan and Jordan, Glitter. They are at home. I said, I see how this shit about to go. Y'all not even at the place. Y'all at the apartment still. Okay. So Glitter said that, look, we are too different. Two ships passing in the night. And Jordan is like, we are not that different. Yes, y'all are. Jordan, she likes to talk and you don't. Y'all are different. Y'all are different personalities. Y'all are different, right? So Megan wants to be able to do things with a partner, right? She said that she is used to dating somebody with a flexible schedule. And she's never dated someone with a kid. So Jordan is like, so why do you want to date me? I'm a normal guy and a good dad. So what I'm understanding from you, Jordan, right? Because I'm about to get on you. What I'm understanding from you, Jordan, is that you think people that have more money than you aren't normal people. Megan is normal as well. And I think when Megan gave her speech, when Glitter gave her speech in the last episode about how she wants somebody that's going to be able to do things like, you know, she plays tennis at 10 a.m. and then maybe she'll go up to Aspen. I guess she goes up there to ski or whatever. And then she'll go and get happy hour and that type of stuff. She's not saying that that has to be your life every single day. That's not what she's saying at all. But she wants to do something more than sit in this apartment and watch you play on your phone. Right? You are not even a full-time dad, Jordan. You're not a full-time dad. That boy, Luca, is not in your custody 100% of the time. So the fact that you were making it seem as if you can't do anything whatsoever, no, Jordan wanted glitter for her money because it is not lost upon me. I have not forgot that he said, yeah, we need you through them big ass yellow teeth at the reveal. There was no compromise here, right? There was no compromise. So Jordan is like, well, why did you pick me? And I was with Glitter. I didn't realize your schedule was that rigid. Now, I think Megan oversold being a step parent for sure. She had to have known that there were going to be a lot of concessions with that. Absolutely. But Jordan does make it seem as if he can't do a damn thing. He does. On top of the fact that you don't even want to talk. You don't even want to talk to her, right? So Megan is saying that she has doubts and reservations, and she does not think that's how she should be going into the wedding. And this is what KB should have did. So she tells him that she is sorry for not feeling more compassion for him and giving him what he needed as a fiance. And Jordan starts crying because he sees that money, he sees that bag slipping out of his fingers, and that's on you. Because all you had to do was take her to go to dinner. All you had to do was say, "Hey, yeah, we can plan a little weekend trip one weekend when I don't have my son. We can go up to Aspen and do that. We can go to LA and do a long weekend or something like that. When I get home from work, yes, we can have a conversation about something. We can talk. I'll tell you about my day." Jordan, you wanted Megan for her money. You wanted her ass for her money. And that's why you said, we need you. Yeah, I needed your bag. That's what you wanted. And she clocked your shit because you don't want to do anything. There is no compromise. And a lot of people are going to say that this is on Megan and he has a son. And Tammy, you don't have kids. So you don't know. I don't have to have a damn child here to know that people are like, your life is not over when you get kids. Does it change? Yes. Did Megan take that into account? Clearly not. But I don't think that Megan thought that her life would change 100%. I think Megan thought, yes, a child is going to be introduced. There are going to be some things that are going to be different. We're going to have, I got to change up my lifestyle a little bit. But to go from being able to do all these different things and, jump up on a Tuesday and go to dinner, just on a humbug, to now he's acting like she can't do nothing. Fuck that. No. No, just as much as Megan was not willing to bend, Jordan's ass wasn't either, if not more so on Jordan's side. Talking about he don't want to talk at night. I talk all day at work. I literally talk for a living. If I'm not in a webinar, I'm in a training, I'm in a conference, I'm in a meeting, I'm doing something. I literally talk all day at work. And I know that when I come home, this nigga still want to talk too. This nigga still wants to talk. So I have to talk. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. So Jordan is like, well, I don't have anything to say. Yeah, because what can you say? Jordan, you have not tried to meet her halfway. You haven't. Anything that Megan wanted to do, Jordan shot down. Think about it, y'all. She wanted the big house. Was it too big? Yes. But you shot it down quickly. Anything she wanted to do, he shot down. He shut down. He judged her. Then he pulled the whole, well, you're 5 years ahead of me. Get your fucking paper up, Jordan. I don't do that. Don't do that. And I've seen the people in the comments saying that Megan has her money through inheritance. It's still hers. It is still hers. Fuck out of here. Paris Hilton's money is through her inheritance too. Okay? So don't do that. Don't do that. A lot of your little favorite entertainers have inherited a bag. Don't do that. I don't like that. So then Jordan gives her a hug and it's like that's just it and he leaves. So Jordan is in his confessional still saying that he does not think they are different people. She just has more money. That's not it. Y'all are different. Y'all are not compatible. And the fact that you think that this is even about money is crazy. Because if she thought that you were a broke ass nigga, if she thought you were a brokey, she wouldn't have been with you. she wouldn't have gone with you. It's not about the money. And that shows you the mindset, the frame of mind that Jordan is in. So Jordan also says in his confessional that he wishes he hadn't introduced his son to her, and he does not think that she accepts him for him. Do you accept Glitter for her? Because in the pods, it was all fine and dandy and cool, and it was alluring that she was Glitter. We didn't know what kind of car she had, and she sparkled Megan, and ooh, all that type of shit. But when you got out into the real world and she showed you she really about that shit, you didn't accept her for her. You judged her for wanting to pick an address through numerology. You judged her ass for that. You don't accept her for her either. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, Jordan. Don't do that. Don't throw no pity party. You are not poor, sir. You are not poor. Don't do that. So Glitter is in her confessional saying that she didn't realize how much her life would change being a stepmom. And that's just common sense, Megan. Do better. Do better. Use both sides of the brain. Let the cerebellum rotate a little bit next time, sis. So now she's questioning if she is even fit to be a mother or if she is too self absorbed in her own life. I think that Megan will be a good mom, to be honest. I think that in this high pressure microwave experiment, that trying to date someone with a child when you don't have a child yourself and you have never dated somebody with a child, it's just not a good idea. It's just not. Because now y'all done brought this little boy in, and it's given you just wanted to be around a little boy because he had diabetes, right? So good riddance. Good riddance. I'm sure that Glitter will go on to find her somebody, and I'm sure Jordan will go on to find him somebody soon. So we were 0 for 3 with the couples this season, but I still really, really enjoyed the season 1000%. I think crossed some we crossed some hurdles and some different things in with these couples that I don't think we've seen before. I would have to go back into my mental to think about it. But let me know what you guys thought. Are you guys surprised that we ended this season with no weddings? I think this is better than that season we ended where everybody said yes at the altar and all their asses were divorced by the reunion. So let me know what you thought about this episode. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, hype the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.